Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, Endless Investments. Today we got a probably a pretty long video. To be honest with you, I've just got a lot on my mind about the market and where things are going, and I figured that we should just go ahead and talk about it. And while we're doing it, we'll open up some zoo. So to start off, just think it's very interesting that the best performing asset that I have right now is a Metazoa NFT, and it's not really going up, it's not really going down, it's just changing price relative to the price of Ethereum. So it's pretty much just staying strong. Nothing really crazy happening here, and I find that very interesting. I find it very interesting that it's either... Alright, here we go. We have a set of second edition theme decks. Very, very cool right here. Just, these are getting pretty cheap. And I just wanted a small little set. Nothing too crazy. Just some second edition stuff. I know they're not going to be printed again, so I just wanted to get a few of them. But yeah. I find it very, very strange that there's so much strength in the NFT. I find it very odd, but very cool. Also, the cards. The prices, I believe, are pretty firm with the Metazoa cards solely because of the Metazoa tournament. I believe that after the Metazoa tournament, if there is not a tournament to follow relatively soon, we could have a pretty aggressive downtrend. Again, I think for the recession stuff to get real bad. Oh, cool, perfect. Two little blisters here. I believe this was from the Caster Society, so that's pretty cool right there. Got these for retail. It's hard to do nowadays. And that's the thing, is like, man, this stuff can't stay down at retail. This stuff just keeps freaking going like crazy. Alright, and perfect. We have another Dingle Bell Ringleader set. One to play with too, so you know, one to stay sealed and one to open. So we'll be keeping that bad boy. But yeah, in a market downturn like this, I've been telling everybody, you know, don't rely on crypto forever. It ain't the hot ticket in a downturn. And when it is a downturn, it's going to get pretty aggressive, and it's going to stay pretty aggressive. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people want it to be an eternal kind of growth deal, and that's just there's no such thing, you know. This endless growth that is just delusional. I mean, it really is. It's dangerous all the way up to the point where people will just get it in their heads that they can't lose, and when you think that you can't lose, is usually when you lose the most. Huge thing is happening with the stablecoins like Tether. You're seeing losses in like the 99%. You're seeing stablecoins go from the dollar they're supposed to maintain to less than 5 cents, and then shut off, stop trading, like it's over. Like, if you had money in it, sorry, hope you had a fun run, but don't count on it to come back on. And I'm talking about Terra and UST. And I will tell you this right now, if Tether pops, it's going to be a problem. If Tether pops, you're going to see lows. You're going to see lows that haven't been hit in... you're going to see lows that have not been hit in a long time. You're going to see faith in that asset obliterated. You're gonna see people never go back to that. They're gonna say it's a scam. They're gonna do what they always do, and that's the time to buy. And I'm gonna be buying hardcore when that happens. I mean, we're gonna be buying and it's going to take years, and a lot of people aren't going to like that idea. And crypto's cool right now. It's going to take crypto becoming not cool before people are going to want to invest in it again. So it's going to be a long line at the rodeo. A lot of people are going to get liquidated. A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. I just don't see the markets being able to stay up. And I hate to be a negative Nancy on this one, but sometimes it's okay for things to come down. The interest rate is slated to go up, I believe, 3 more times, and it sounds like the Fed is totally cool with each of those rate raises being 0.5%, and that's going to be awful. That means that people that have to pay their debt, or they have fixed variable debt, they're going to get hammered. People that have assets that are I don't know. I don't know enough about fixed assets that to say that you've got a fixed asset, and if you don't do this, then you're not going to be able to make money because you're fixed at 5% and inflation is now 10%. The world is just getting 1979-ish. And that's real weird. I don't really think many people were trading in that time period. I don't think there's many people among us that really understand what's going on here. And we might actually see some pretty ugly times. I don't know how long it'll last. However, I do believe that the main difference is a key difference in the time in the 70s and now is I don't believe at the time that modern monetary theory was being used. And the reason that's so important is that modern monetary theory basically states that if you print your own money, you can't go bankrupt. Right? It sounds kind of silly, but in essence is if you get in trouble, you can just straight up print your way out of it. And that's what we did in 2020 with the pandemic. That's what we did in 2008. That's when we really tried it for the first time. That's where they really stretched its legs and were like, hey, let's see what we can do. See what we can do with this quantitative easing stuff. So it depends. When the next hard time comes up, which is probably going to be this summer. And also Gary Gensler is... he's pretty much confirming a hypothesis that I had and I held with a few other people, that all these big exchanges like Binance and PancakeSwap and, well, maybe not PancakeSwap. Can't really speak for these decentralized things, but pretty much Binance and like Kraken, these guys were straight up, they knew your bet. Right, so if you and a whole bunch of other people had 10 billion or a billion or 100 million in shorts, they would use their reserves and bet against you and just kind of steal your money. The only way to win was to be a contrarian, because the contrarian was the freaking, like, the trade house, like who held all the Bitcoin. It's really sketchy stuff, and if Gary Gensler's right about that is going to blow holes. That is going to blow the whole thing wide apart. It's going to be an ugly, ugly day. I don't know. I don't know about long term. Yes, bullish, totally bullish on crypto. Short term, I'm Audi 5,000. I ain't interested at all. It's a crazy world. The future is cloudy. I would buy only which you're willing to lose. Other than that, I mean, I would just be very cautious with your investments in the crypto space right now. If we were to go back towards traditional assets, you're seeing some things in the market that are just absolutely devastating. The reason that people invest in a portfolio that is made up of stocks and bonds is because typically when things will happen, stocks will go down and bonds will go up because they are the safer asset. Typically. However, what we are seeing now is awful. You're seeing bonds and stocks go down in tandem. And that's bad. It's bad to see an asset that's not supposed to move. Like the whole market's correlated. I believe that they were saying that something like 70 to 80% of the market is correlated right now. And that's not good. You can scream at the top of your lungs and say, oh, the end is coming, the end is coming. But, I mean, unless you take advantage of it, that's all it is. It's just you screaming. So, be cautious. Be advantageous. Be aware that you need reserves now more than you need assets, in my opinion. Biden administration, I don't like to get political. I hate politics so freaking much. However, Biden administration can't do anything to stop inflation. They lack every bit of awareness on the situation. There's things that they could be doing, and they're not. There's ways to change and affect pricing that they have not employed. And it's like they don't care. It's kind of shocking. And again, I don't like politics. That ain't really my thing. But you can't burn people like this. Like you can't make the average person's groceries go up, their bills go up, their gas go up. If it becomes more expensive to go to work, and you're getting less from going to work, you're losing a lot of motivation, and you're just going to create waves on society. And dude, this is nuts. Like the time that we're about to enter into, it's kind of spooky, and that's why it's so interesting. Is because Metazoa is an odd shining light in most of this. Dude, Metazoa isn't going down like this, and like I said, it's going to take probably 6 months. 6 months. If we feel it, we're going to feel it in about 6 months. Because Main Street, maybe 8 to 10, actually. Because Main Street, if the recession really starts kicking hard, and unfortunately, we're probably in recession, guys. I mean, it's just by definition 2 contracting quarters GDP, and it's not looking like we're going to be like, pumping out the numbers this quarter. And that's okay. It is okay to be in a recession. It just happens. It's a good thing to happen. Like I said, if you go back to the very beginning, this imaginary, endless economic cycle of growth where there is no such thing as loss and everybody has no risk. That's kind of silly. It don't really make sense. I don't really like assets that promise me things. I like assets that have risk, because then you can define the risk, you can understand the risk. There's just ways to approach things, and this is freaking crazy. Oh, another tea kettler. So, hold your horses. Stuff's about to get interesting. I would suggest, it's not like the virus. I'm not going to scream to you, go hoard things and do all this crazy stuff. And, you only have X amount of days to do something before. I'm not trying to spread panic. I'm just saying maybe spend less on things and reserve more. Maybe be cautious. Maybe don't bet the farm anymore. Everybody has to move wisely. Time-wise, I think this will probably last till middle of next year, depending on how bad it gets. I'll be honest with you. I believe that the Fed is kind of coming out and saying that they're going to have to burn real estate. They're going to have to cool real estate down because real estate's too hot. you just don't know what's about to happen, guys. And to be unprepared or to be caught with your pants down when the tide comes in is not something that I would wish for anybody. So again, I just strongly implore that you guys really, you just try to do something maybe more mid to long term moves right now, and very protective. Just stuff like that. So again, there's no telling. I'm sorry, hold on, my dog's barking. Alright guys, we're back. Sorry about that. So we got, keeping talking about everything like we've been talking about. A lot of things are going to change. It's going to get nasty. When the government wants you to stop spending, they get pretty aggressive with it. They make things more expensive. They make life a little bit harder. So pretty much all I have to say, well, I've said a lot, to be honest with you. I think that the main thing to take away from all this is just to be kindled, be ready, be ready to move with a vigilance. Be ready to fight for what's yours. Fight to keep your side of the table, your side. Don't surrender anything. Don't give up on anything. When the hardship comes, be ready for it. You know. There's a lot of things that could go bad, and just make sure that you understand what can go bad and how you need to fix it in case it does go bad. But alright guys, that is us for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was a little bit longer than usual. I know I haven't been posting as much, and that's just because things have just been busy. Just trying to be more dynamic in what I'm doing. Probably going to try to make, I keep saying it, more videos. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant. I hope you guys are ready for the future. I hope you guys don't be scared of the future. Be ready for it. I love you. I'll see you next time. Peace.